acupressure relies on an understanding of the meridian system, how a point in one area can relate to an area further up the body, and even how a point on one meridian can have a relationship with another meridian, so it could affect a different part of the body altogether. So just give you a brief overview of the way this meridian system runs, is that qi is perceived as running up and down the body in the meridian. So for example, if we start up here with the point that's called lung 1, the lung meridian runs down here, down the arm, and down the thumb here. And the next meridian, the qi then jumps to the next meridian, which is the large intestine or colon, runs up here, there's colon 4, that's a point we use quite a lot. It runs up through the arm here, through the middle of the shoulder, and then up onto the face and actually across to the other side. Then the stomach meridian runs round the jaw area, influences the top of the head. Main channel runs down the neck, through the clavicle, through the nipples, down through the abdomen, comes down and works down the leg to the end of the second toe. Spleen meridian starts on the big toe, runs up the leg, then runs through the abdomen, comes up here onto the chest area, finishes under the arm. Heart meridian is the next one. That runs down the inside of the arm here, through here into the hand. Small intestine runs up the outside here, up through the back of the shoulder, onto the scapula, then runs up the neck and actually finishes coming onto the face and finishing in front of the ear. The bladder meridian, we'll turn you around again in a second, runs from the inner canthus of the eye, runs right over the top of the head. Turn around, thank you, Simon. Runs down the back of the neck, onto the back. It then covers the whole of the back. The numbering system doesn't, it goes down, up, down, but that's not really what the qi does. The qi covers the whole of the back, then runs down the backs of the legs, finishes down at the little toe. The kidney meridian starts on the bottom of the foot. It runs up on the inside of the leg, right inside the lower abdomen, emerges at the pubic bone, runs up the front and then up into the chest. The pericardial meridian runs from the chest down the middle of the arm here, down the forearm here, into the hand. We've mentioned these points here. The three Hita Sanjiao across the back of the hand, up the middle of the arm. Mentioned these points, this area here, how points in this area, Sanjiao points, can influence the back of the shoulder. Runs up through the back of the shoulder, as I say, up across the across here and round the ear, and finishes actually here at the end of the eyebrow. And the gallbladder meridian, this is the one that does a lot of zigzagging and influences the sides of the body a lot. So it goes, it kind of starts here and goes up a bit, down a bit, back a bit, down a bit, behind the ear, forward onto the forehead, round here to the back of the neck, sorry, back of the neck here, then down onto the shoulder again, onto the chest, down the sides of the body, round on the back onto the buttock, down the side of the leg. So it's done all this zigzagging, covering the sides of your body, which is why the gallbladder's got to do with balance. And finally, the liver meridian, we've talked about liver 3 coming up the top of the foot there. It comes up right through the groin and then across here, finishing in the rib cage. Remember, we've got a point here, liver 14. The qi then finishes its journey by returning back to the beginning to lung 1. And we've also got two other meridians worthy of note. The Ren meridian running up right up from the perineum, up through the reproductive system, all the way up through the abdomen, up through the chest to below the mouth. And finally the Du meridian running from the perineum again below, up through the sacrum, all the way through the midline, all the way through the spine, up into the head, right through the head, down the front again, and into the mouth. Those are your main meridians. There are then also some extra points. One I talked about, for example, like Jinli Ling here, a good point for the shoulder, which isn't actually on a meridian. And ultimately, I should mention that any point that is sensitive, although it may not be an acupuncture point on an acupuncture meridian, it still is what's called an RC point. So it still may be a point that we massage to relieve localized stagnation. So almost any pain point is ultimately an acupressure point.